has it. He's going to run it in again. Touchdown, Cowboys. Down he goes. He's sacked. Smith looks for the corner. It's caught. Looks to the corner. He's got a man. It's caught. Touchdown,
Hello again and welcome to Inside Cowboy Football, presented by Union Wireless, treating you like a neighbor, not a number. This time around, we're going to be visiting with the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach of the Wyoming Cowboys, Gregg. Great to have you here to talk about this big win, Coach.
Thanks,
that
Dave.
was a dandy over UNLV on homecoming. Everything kind of came together. I thought in all phases, Cowboys took control of this game.
Yeah, and Coach C said after the game, told the team he thought it was a consummate team victory, and it was. We had big plays in all phases. You know, the punt return by McNeil was huge. That was kind of I think, turn the tide there. You know, we got up by 3 scores and never looked back. And offensively, we were able to rush the ball. Defensively, we got a bunch of stops in the second half. So it was a good team win, definitely.
You bet. Everybody can take bows on this one, that's for sure.
No question.
Why don't we take a look at the highlights? Here we go, Coach.
All right. Now here's a nice third down conversion. Brett to B-Mill kept the drive alive. And the next play is a touchdown pass from Brett to Dominic Rufran, a fine freshman receiver. Well, true freshman receiver, true freshman quarterback hooking up there, doing a nice job. I'm not quite sure what that coverage is, but it was nobody in the middle. And then here's a pressure, and which results in a pick by Luke Anderson, who was playing a new position, by the way, Saturday, and did a great job there. Come back with our zone read play to Alvester, and has a nice run for good yardage there. And we come back with the same play, and Brett pulls it this time, and you know, he's a wily devil. He's going to get up there and get some yards for us. And then we run the same play on the goal line, and Al plows his way in. Our offensive line did a great job blocking him most of the afternoon. And here defensively, we get a sack, Ben Durbin, who got his first start in the interior, and our D-line just got after him all day. And back offense, here's Brett scrambling, really good in the pocket and getting out of trouble and getting plus yards for us. And again, here's Brett on a little trick play to Spencer Bruce, his first touchdown, the pride of Gillette. Nice job there. And we come back and get another stop defensively. Josh Bazoon's great tackle right there. And again, another pressure. You know, a swarm of guys. Gabe Napton leading the charge there. And here we go again up front, stuffing them. You know, Ben Durbin and a host of others. Just great gang tackling. Marty English did a great job getting this defense ready to play. You know, with some injuries. Some guys that had not played in there. There's a great sack coming off the edge, and here we are back on offense, and again our zone replay to Alvester, and he's making plus yards for us. Again, there's another great stop. Looks like Devin Harris in there making that tackle. And here we are again. You know, they're running sideways and can't run sideways. Luke Anderson filling really well there. You know, we force a punt, and then Chris on the first hop, first bounce, gets to the outside, gets a great block right there from DeAndre Jones, and just uses his speed. And then Brian Hendricks later on finishes him off and in the end zone. It's a great, I think that turned the tide right there, that one. Then we come back with a little counter play to Brandon Miller. Does a nice job laying the wood to the defender there and getting yards for us. We come back with a little trick play. McNeil was kind of an all-purpose guy, and Brett Smith scored his first touchdown receiving ever in his life, I think, and he's kind of pumped right there. And then we come back with our two-point play, a little reverse pass, Chris again. Jack of all trades to Matt Burgess for the two-point conversion. And again, once again on defense, just stonewalling them up front. Great job by the D-line and the linebackers. There's Todd Knight in on that play. Again, nothing doing up front. Great penetration. And every time they drop back to pass it, was an adventure, and there's Durbin again getting a sack. Here we're back on offense. A really good run by Al. Nothing going front side, bounces it backside, and makes some hay there. plus yardage. Back on defense again. Sack from behind. Great pressure there by Bazoons. Ball came out. We got it. And there again, another drop back attempt and a sack. So it was a great game for all sides of the ball there, offense, defense, and kicking.
Boy, and it sure was. What a win for the Cowboys. Open up conference play with a victory over UNLV, 41-14. Now let's go to Kevin McKinney, and he's going to visit for one of the stars of that big win on homecoming. He's going to talk with Chris McNeil.
Thank you, David. And I am with Chris McNeil, of course, one of the stars of last week's win over UNLV. And I think, Chris, the most interesting thing about the whole day is you're a wide receiver who didn't catch one pass. That was kind of an interesting day.
Kind of ironic, isn't it? Yeah, I didn't have any catches, but, the most important thing is we did get the victory. And I was able to, contribute in other ways. So I still felt, as part of a game as I would any other game.
We were really surprised that a punt had not been returned for a touchdown at Wyoming for like 7 years. And Dave and I have been around a long time, and the time goes by, but that's hard to believe. And what kind of a thrill was that when you could see that it might be opening up?
Just from the beginning of the play, seeing the low kick ball, and getting a fortunate bounce, and then obviously trusting in my teammates to have that lane to run through. As it all develops, you start to feel the excitement, and as I was running, I was just realistically thinking, don't get caught. But I ran. I just felt good. Everyone doing their job, and then I was able to score, and then able to put some points on the board.
You actually played at Wyoming as a freshman, and so here you are a junior, kind of a veteran of the team. How much does it mean to a young guy, and there are some now getting to play as freshmen? What does that mean to a young player?
It means the world. Anytime you get that experience, you definitely feel more comfortable out there on the football field. I know I was that way when I played as a freshman, and I'm pretty sure these guys feel the same way. It just builds your confidence as you grow and progress over the years.
I know Dave Walsh was really nervous when we found out that you are looking to get into the broadcasting world. And tell us a little bit about your plan. You are a junior, so it's getting to that point where you got to think about the future. Right. You want to get into the world of broadcasting.
Yeah, it's always been an interesting field to me. I am a communications major. And right now, obviously working on that, and then at the same time trying to network. And with that, with focusing on my studies, also playing football as well. So it's definitely something I'm looking forward to, but at the same time, I'm very patient.
I did want to mention that I know I see your dad on the road, and he comes to a lot of the games, and I understand he was not at Saturday's game when his son has a huge game because of a very special day.
Yes, it was his anniversary. He was, back home with my mom, but from what I heard, he was watching the game in a sports bar, and when I scored, I guess he came close to being arrested. He was going ballistic. But my dad's been a huge part of my life. He called me right after the game, congratulated me, and that meant the world. So
it's got to feel good when he comes to the games and supports you that way too.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime you have any family member, any friend coming out to support, it means the world. It makes you want to play that much harder. And you can't thank them enough for taking time out of their schedule to do that.
One of the Cowboy leaders, junior receiver Chris McNeil. We'll be right back with this week's Union Wireless Call of the Game.
He'll bang it out of there. This is a low wobbler. The McNeil lets bounce, then takes it on a bounce at the 24. Trying to get outside at the right. He's got the corner at the 30. Now to the 40. He's midfield. McNeil, one man to beat. Here he goes. He's off to the races. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Well, next up for the Cowboys, the San Diego State Aztecs. Here's a very good football team in the Mountain West Conference. That's for sure. The Cowboys will travel to San Diego State. First, you have a little extra time here, little coach, to work with the so-called bye week.
Yeah, and that'll give us always a chance in midseason when you get a bye, is a chance to heal some guys up. Hopefully we can get some guys that have been on the shelf, get them back in the fray. It'd be nice to see Mike Purcell get back in into action, and also you get to work on some schemes and maybe work on some plays that you've kind of had on the back burner to get them greased up, so to speak. You get a couple extra practices to do that, so it's helpful in both those aspects.
Yeah, San Diego State always, you can count on them having a number of good athletes, and I know that you'll see some on the defensive side. How do you, as you get ready to attack San Diego State, pretty much, is it more about the Cowboys right now, or will you take a lot into account what they're doing?
Well, I think it's always been about us, Dave. I think we've got to take care of our assignments, do our job, and it's my job to analyze the defense and see what they're doing and present that to our players. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to blocking and tackling, and there's no tricks in this game. You get some things on them. They'll maybe be helpful, but they're a very well coached football team. Rocky Long was the defensive coordinator there with Brady Hoke, and now he's the head coach, but he's still running the defense. And they have some explosive guys on offense. You know about Hillman, and their quarterback's is a good football player. So it's going to be a real challenge for us, but it's one I think that our kids will fire up for and respond.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for being with us.
Hey, my pleasure. Enjoyed it.
You bet. Offensive coordinator Gregg Brandon, quarterbacks coach here on Inside Cowboy Football, presented by Union Wireless with Talk Free Fridays. Nationwide calling absolutely free every Friday. That'll do it for us. See you next time around. So long, everybody.